Welcome back, sports bettors. This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports. Today I will be handicapping a potential NFC playoff preview between the San Francisco 49ers and the New Orleans Saints. The 49ers at 10-2 are currently in a tie with the Seattle Seahawks. However, due to a loss to Seattle earlier in the season, the 49ers do occupy the number 5 seed in the NFC playoff picture. The New Orleans Saints at 10-2 currently occupy the top seed because they did beat the 10-2 Seattle Seahawks earlier in the year. Your DRF Sports subscription gives you betting angles for all games straight from the most wanted sports database available for handicapping. You also get access to the most powerful game simulator available. All this information can be had at sports.drf.com or visit drf.com and click on the nice little sports link up here next to the football. San Francisco at New Orleans, as I mentioned, a big-time showdown here in the NFC. New Orleans currently a 2-point favorite. The line opened up at 3, so there is action coming in on the 49ers. Over-under has dropped from 45.5 on the opener to 44.5. Looking at our game simulator, estimate number 1, the 49ers projected to win this game outright, 27-19. That's strong enough to draw a star edge on San Francisco. Estimate number 2 has the 49ers winning by 1 point at 21-20, and the power line has the 49ers as a 4-point projected favorite, again drawing a star edge. So there is definitely line value here, taking the 49ers plus the 2 points. Looking at the stats, it's pretty obvious why this is the case. The 49ers currently with a plus 13.9 point differential as opposed to a plus 4.1 for New Orleans. Statistically, 49ers outgaining their opponents 378 to 252 total yards per game, 6 yards per play versus 4.6. So that's a 1.4 yards per play differential. So literally every play that's run, the 49ers will gain 1.4 yards on their opponents, and that's pretty impressive. All that adds up to a 29-15 average score for the Niners. The Saints have pretty much been getting it done with turnovers or a lack thereof on their side. They've turned the ball over a total of 5 times on the season. And as you can see here, that averages out to 0 fumbles and 0 interceptions. So Drew Brees, the veteran quarterback, taking care of the ball, and the Saints literally do not turn it over. However, the rest of their stat profile, not very impressive for a 10-2 team, outgaining their opponents by 37 yards per game and only outscoring them by 4.1, as I mentioned. Their turnover differential is a plus 11. Into our betting angles, a couple of interesting ones on the 49ers side. Bet on road underdogs or pick off an extremely close road loss by 3 points or less in the last 4 weeks of the regular season. The 49ers were beaten by Baltimore last week by 3. If you would have bet this every time since 1983, as you can see, it does not happen very often, only 28 times since 1983. But when it does, it's very profitable at 23-5 for an 82% winning percentage. Another one that pops up here, bet against New Orleans, off a road win against a division rival, a top-level team playing a team with a winning record in the second half of the season. So New Orleans did come in here off a win over Atlanta last week. They do have a record that qualifies at over 75%, and obviously the 49ers have a winning record. Basically, it's a letdown spot here for New Orleans. Over the last 10 years, this system would be 24-6 against the spread. There are a couple nice systems here and trends favoring New Orleans. Sean Payton, the coach of the Saints, is 21-4 against the spread versus dominant ball control teams. We qualify that as teams who average 32 or more minutes of time of possession per game and 21 first downs or more per game. That's a team that likes to run the football and does it effectively, which is exactly what the 49ers are. In this case, Peyton and the Saints have done well in these games, 21-4 against the spread with a 33-23 average victory. That generates a 5-star rating. There's also a contrarian type system, bet against road underdogs, in this case San Francisco, A hot team which has won 8 or more of their last 10 with a winning record on the season. Basically, you could just concentrate on this part of it, winning 8 or more of the last 10, because anybody who does that obviously is going to have a winning record. So just basically bet against a team who's been that hot. You would be 39-15 against the spread over the last 10 seasons. So a contrarian look right there. So in the betting angles, there are some strong angles favoring both sides of this game. Analyzing the betting action here, the 49ers drawing 67% of the public wagers versus 33% on the Saints. Over generating just 30% of the action, 70% do like the under in this game. I'm going to go ahead here and side with the simulator and power line. I think the 49ers will find a way to bounce back from their loss to the Ravens and win this one outright over New Orleans. They are in a dogfight for that NFC West division title, so there probably is more motivation on their end, whereas the Saints have just clinched the NFC South division last week in their win over Atlanta. So with the power line simulator edges favoring the 49ers plus a little bit of added motivation, I do think San Francisco wins this game outright. This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports, Twitter handle @SportsDBExpert. Best of luck on Sunday afternoon.